all, it's Froggy Friday. Today, you may have seen that I made these inlays quite a few months ago now, and I thought I would give it a go in the frog. I'm going to start off, obviously, by popping in the eyes. I've already marked the backs. It's quite easy to do. If you've got a light source, you just hold them up. Oops, sorry. Hold it up to the light and you'll be able to see where the purple goes across. Does not want to focus on that, does it? There you go. You can't see anyway because it's not near the light. Anyway, totally regardless, just to make sure that both your eyes go in right way and you don't have one going up and down and one side to side. So this is going to be the messy bit because this is a brand new bottle and it's going to come flying out. I hope not, but I'm just going to let it drip rather than squeeze. Tiny little drop into the eye socket. Look at my mat. No. There we go. Maybe that'll focus a bit better. And again, it's gone completely upside down. That happened last time as well. That's just me and my backhandedness. That's roughly in the right place. I mean, there is no real right and wrong place, as long as you get them both going the same direction. Just checking to see if there's spillage. And there is a touch. Just going to, because it went outside the eye socket, some of the UV is spilled a little. It's not actually going to show now that I think about it anyway, but turn this around because I wanted it up the other way. Right, make sure that's completely in the eye socket. Quick zap with UV to hold it in place. Actually, not even in the eye socket, it's in the eyelid. So I'm going to have to make sure I do the same on the other side. I apologise if I'm a bit out of sorts today. I'm a bit under the weather. But I wanted to make sure I get this done. I can get it out on Friday. That's held enough. I need to just get the other one done. See if I can make sure that goes in the same place. That's actually in the eyelid rather than in the eye socket. Make sure they're both pointing roughly the same direction. Doesn't look right at all. Okay, let's grab the torch, quickly zap that. Then I'll get this under my big light. Make sure it's completely covered before I move on to the next stage. See you in a tick. So, this is the remains of a failed frog. It's kind of handy to use as a template. I hope. Not doing a very good job of this, am I? Not even see what I'm doing, really. Doing the whole board round, because if I just try moving that, I'm going to make even more of a mess. Trying to cut slightly underneath the froggy remains. Just get my little scissors, trim up that tiny bit by the nose area. and a smidgen on the back, just to make sure it fits. Probably cutting off too much now, but so kind of just like snake skinny-ish. I think the material I made the this from was actually called dragon scale. But let me just see how well this fits. It's not bad. I think I just need to take a smidgen off this edge. Scissors aren't very good, unfortunately. I need to invest in some decent scissors. Right, I think that's going to do. Now, in the interest of time, because, as I say, I'm not feeling great, what I'm going to do is do this with UV. Or this part of it anyway. The backing layer will be done with epoxy, assuming that this works. My little. You see a couple more bubbles in there, but what I'll probably do is give it a quick squirt of isopropyl alcohol before I place the inlay in. I want this to be almost up to the elbows and thighs, and I think that's going to do it. I'll give that a quick squirt in there, and then I'll also give this a quick squirt. Try and prevent too much in the way of bubbles. And let's see if I can very carefully place this on top of the UV. I'm going to be poking my fingers in there, don't I? And obviously this needs to stay on top. Otherwise you're never going to get it out. Right, so this is going off under the UV light. I'll be back. Keep everything crossed for me. Right, this may or may not be cured. We'll find out in a second. It looks like it is, but need to be very careful getting it out of the head because I don't want to put it away from. Seems to have worked fine. And pop that to one side. That's really hot. Now hopefully this is still slightly sticky. I'm going to be using these powders that I got as part of a mystery pack from Resin. Yeah, it feels a little sticky still. It's a good thing. See, there's a couple of little bubbles in there. You can see where the powder's gone into the bubbles. That's okay. Kind of did this sort of a mottled effect with the green and the gold. Use the same brush for both colours, so that was a bit daft. Never mind. I can see a few more bubbles in here, but I'm sure it'll just add to the overall effect, he says. What I would have liked to have done with the rest of it is the, I can't remember, the sticky tape trick, but I'm not going to be able to do that without making an awful mess of what I've already done. So I'm just going to generally splodge the powder on here, there and everywhere. And again, I'm kind of going for the mottled effect, but need to be very careful not to dislodge the UV from the mould, because otherwise all this work will have been in vain, and then I'll be sad because I'll have to start again. And I just really want to go to my bed now. Right, I'm not doing a very good job of this. I need to brush with a longer doodle so I can get in there better. Bristles, that was the word I was looking for. Longer bristles. Right. I'm going to go off camera now and finish this up, make sure everything's covered. And I will be back in just a sec. See you soon. Okay, this is about as painted as it's going to be. So I'm going to use proper resin for the next part layer. But before we can do that, I'm going to need some gloves. Dragon magic. Right. So this probably is patchy. I've got 90 grams of resin pro crystal mixed up here. It's been through the debubbler. And this is the darkest green I've got, so I'm probably going to mix some other colours in with it to get it suitably dark. And let's get a bit in there, getting on with. It's a very nice metallic green, but I would like it to be a little darker than that. So I'm debating whether to sling in a bit of black just to add to the fun, or whether to use this golden blue green chameleon powder, maybe some black as well. I don't know. Let's put a bit of this in first and see what it does to the colour. Probably going to turn it a disgusting mushy mess, but I don't mind if it looks kind of marbly, but I do want to make sure that the powders are all completely mixed in, that we're not having bubbles, lumps everywhere. Get that bit of a... Oh, good grief, where have I put that? Isopropyl alcohol. Give it a little squirt of that. So any bubbles rising to the surface, or bubbles of powder, will explode and mix in. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to put any black in it. You can't really see the chameleon powder, but I'm afraid of messing it all up. So here we go. And let's hope this is enough. It can be a very close run thing. And it's not enough. Joy of joys. I'm probably going to have to mix up about another 20 grams. Oh, I could have done without that today. Okay, so I'm going to go mix up some more resin off camera. I'll get this topped off, and I will be back when we're ready to demold. See you in a sec. Hi all, it's demolding time. Right, so a little thing I've recently learned, and I'm sure most of you already know this. If there's any overspill between the toes, try to get it off before you take the frog out of the mold. It'll make life so much easier when it comes to cleanup. I'm really hoping that the UV is properly set. I love this effect. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it on the other side because of the powder, but it just looks so good. Feeling it's still a little bit sticky on the underside, but that's okay. I'll deal with that in a second. Oops. Here we go. Knocking everything off. Let's see. Oh my goodness, isn't he fabulous? Oh, I'm kind of thinking snake skin. Is it a snake? Is it a frake? Or a snog? Ah, oh dear. Right, I'm going to pop this back under the light because it does feel a little bit tacky. And I will be right back to show you how we're going to finish him off. See you in a sec. That part's finished. So I'm going to use these green and brown clear colour UV resins just to fill it in. I don't expect them to give it much colour at all, to be honest with you, because these are very kind of pale. Yeah, that's not going to do much at all, is it? Let's see how the brown goes. Yeah, and again, pretty rubbish. That's okay. I have another idea. Just going to cover the area completely. Give this a quick set. Not that bubbles really matter, but it's not quite into the tip. Right, so I'm going to partly cure this. So it should still be tacky. So I'm going to go back in with the powders that I used for the body of the frog. Green and the gold. And now I'm just going to put, yeah, it's curling a bit, isn't it? Just going to put a clear layer on top. It needs a bit more strength than it's currently got. And that's probably too much, and it's going to start running over the edges. As I suspected, it's gone over the edge. Because the shape, the acetate is curled. I'm going to quickly get that under there. I'll be back. Okay, it's not too bad, but I am going to attempt to peel it off here. I'll trim that up later. And while it's still hot and soft, see if I can get some colour onto this side as well. I haven't got quite enough green on the other side, so I'm going to a little bit extra green this side. Right, so I'm going to give that another clear coat and then be back for the final bit. See you in a tick. We're on the home stretch, finally. Got a quick extra bonus demold. I painted this mold up ages ago when I was doing the Jurassic Park collaboration, actually. And I would just been slinging little bits of, literally dribbles of leftover resin into it. Oh, yes, that might get a little bit stuck in there. It's been there quite a while. Here we go. Velociraptor. Huge. Right, let's get to the main event. You may have seen me have trouble with this glue last time I used it. I opened it, it went everywhere, but it's been standing upright. So hopefully that'll mean I'll just get a little dribble, which is what I want. I've painted kind of like veins with a black acrylic paint on here. Just going to a thin layer on the edge. And hold it there for a second. Hope that it sets. It doesn't want to, but fingers crossed, eh? I've got glue on my finger. That's not really not holding, is it? No, I'm going to clean that off. Get the super glue out, because that is not going to do the job. So I will come back with the final pictures when we're ready, because it's going to take me a little bit to get this sticky flipping mess off here. But also what's really sad, I realise just how boss-eyed this frog is. Look at him. One eye halfway up the eyelid, the other one completely in the eyelid. Oh dear, poor little froggy. Right, I'm going to wipe off this glue, stick the wings on, and I will get you some pictures. Don't forget, check out the rest of the Froggy Friday playlist. Give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please, please do. It won't cost you anything, ever. Not for subscription. Don't have membership yet. So I will see you all very soon for the next one. Bye.